Basta kay Sir Rojan, ibang klase. Let's go!
Ngayon, ano naman ang characteristic ng isang acceptance? So, okay na tayo sa stage 1. Stage 1 may nag-offer. Stage 2, dapat yung offer must be accepted. So, dun tayo sa pangalawa, acceptance. Yan. So, pag sinabi natin acceptance, unconditional tsaka unqualified para magkaroon ng acceptance. Kasi yung qualified acceptance, hindi siya acceptance pa talaga, kundi counter-offer lang. So, acceptance must be unconditional and unqualified para magkaroon tayo ng acceptance. So, ano ngayon ang mga characteristics ng isang acceptance? So, characteristics ulit. Yan. So, una, dapat yung acceptance ay absolute. Okay? The acceptance must be absolute. Ibig sabihin, walang pagkakaiba dun sa terms ni offer, okay, at saka dun sa acceptance. So, no variation between the terms of the offer, okay, between the terms of offer and acceptance. Okay? So, necessary nga, kailangan yung acceptance ay unequivocal at saka unconditional. And dapat yung acceptance tsaka yung proposition ay walang pagkakaiba or walang modification from the terms ng offer. Okay? Kasi pag merong modification, edi it will annul the offer and will now free the offeror. Kasi parang ito yung offer ko, tapos may modification na ginawa si offeree. So magiging ano na tuloy, annul o void na yung offer kasi nga nagkaroon ng change dun sa offer, no? Yan. So pag qualified yung yung acceptance, for example, yung obligation ay pure, tapos nagkaroon ng condition, okay? Pag ang offer ay qualified, magiging counter offer yun, and therefore may effect siya na parang in-extinguish niya yung offer. So, qualified acceptance extinguishes offer. Okay? Kasi qualified ay mahantong siya sa counter offer. Yan. Yan yung sinasabi sa 1319. Halimbawa, binebenta yung sasakyan for cash, tapos si buyer nag-count nag tinanggap naman. Sige, tanggapin, ma'am, bibilin ko, ma'am, nagbebenta si A. Sige, ganito. Ma'am, nagbebenta si A ng sasakyan for 1 million. So si B, sabi niya, tatanggapin niya. Accepted. Ang sabi ni A, cash. Tinanggap ni B. Sige, bibilin ko yan. Pero installment. Okay, installment. Therefore, hindi valid yung acceptance kasi nag-ano siya eh. Valid naman yung acceptance pero parang nangyari, counter offer siya, hindi talaga siya acceptance. Okay? Kasi hindi absolute yung acceptance. Nagkaroon pa siya ng condition. Okay? Yan. Kung saan, si A na ngayon ang magiging offeree at si B na ngayon ang magiging offeror. So, B will now become the offeror while A will now become the offeree. Okay? Ngayon, pag tinanggap ni A, tapos sige, okay lang naman installment, basta bigyan mo akong down payment. O, hindi na naman siya absolute, nagkaroon na naman ng condition. Hindi tumutugma yung kagustuhan ng dalawa. So hindi magkakaroon ng consent kasi wala pang manifestation ng meeting of the minds. Meeting ni offer at saka ni acceptance. Yan. Pangalawang karakteristik ng acceptance, dapat directed siya sa offeror, directed to the offeror. Kagaya nung sa offer, directed siya doon sa isang taong gusto niyang kakontrata. So, the acceptance must be directed to the offeror. Okay? Dapat, katulad nung offer din, number 3, dapat yung acceptance ay made with the intention to be bound. Hindi yung ano lang, hindi yung joke-joke. Okay? Acceptance must be made with the intention to be bound. Okay? Yan. Pang-apat, it must also be made with the proper time. Halimbawa, merong period expressly or tacitly given. Okay? So, made within the period or within the proper time. The proper time. Example nga, pag merong halimbawa period na binigay. Okay? And then, dapat siya ay communicated sa offeror. So, it must be communicated to the offerer at learned by the offeror. Kumbaga, may knowledge. Communicated to the offeror. Binanggit dapat or pinaalam dapat na tinatanggap mo at dapat nalaman niya or nagkaroon siya ng knowledge learned by him. Yan. Kasi pag hindi nalaman ni offeror na may acceptance, walang meeting of minds. Okay? So, walang concurrence of the offer and acceptance. Okay? So, no knowledge, no concurrence. Therefore, no consent. Yan. Kailangan ipaalam. Hindi basta lang hindi lang basang tinanggap mo. Dapat sinasagot mo rin siya. Halimbawa, may nagkakagusto sa'yo, may nanliligaw sa'yo. Tapos, ikaw, gusto mo na siyang sagutin. So, kailangan ipaalam mo sa kanya para magkaroon kayo ng meeting of minds or ng concurrence. Okay? Ayan. So, ngayon, pwede mo magkaroon ng withdrawal of offer. Okay? Ang rule, pwedeng ma-revoke or ma-withdraw yung offer tsaka acceptance bago pa magkaroon ng perfection of contract. Okay? So, yes, can offer be revoked. Okay? Can offer, pwede na tayo. Offer and acceptance be revoked. Pwede ba? Ang sagot ay, ang rule natin, yes. So, the rule is yes. For as long as prior to perfection of contract, okay? Pwede namang bawiin ang ino-offer at yung acceptance. Halimbawa, si offeror, pwede niyang bawiin yung offer niya at any time bago niya nalaman yung acceptance. Okay? Even if may acceptance na, pero hindi pa niya alam. Okay? So, si offer may be withdrawn, basta, okay, provided na dapat prior to learning acceptance. Okay? Basta wala pa siyang knowledge whatsoever na tinanggap na ni offeree yung offer niya. Okay? Pag kasi nalaman niya na yun, hindi niya na pwedeng bawiin yung offer. Sir, paano yun tinanggap na ni offeree? Okay lang kahit i-accept na. Basta wala pa ring knowledge si offeror doon sa acceptance niya. Okay? Ni offeree. Pwede pang bawiin. Pero pag nalaman na niya, tapos na yung stages natin, perfected na yung contract, may consent na. It's too late na mag-back out, kumbaga. Tapos, binabanggit din dito yung acceptance made by telegram or by letter or by telephone. So, ano naman yan? Acceptance by letter, telephone or telegram, or by telegram. Okay? So, yung acceptance ng telegram, ng letter, is deemed to have been made by the persons present and is considered to have been entered at the place and where kung saan nagkaroon ng offer. So, yan yung sinasabi dyan. Acceptance made by letter telegram does not bind the offerer except from the time it came to his knowledge. So, for as long as wala pa nga siyang knowledge dun sa acceptance made by letter, bawa, on the way pa yung letter, tapos ay, yun, wala pa ring manifestation kasi wala pang knowledge si offerer dun sa acceptance ni offeree. Okay? So, ngayon, balik tayo dito. Yung acceptance din ba pwedeng ma-revoke? Kasi yung offer na-revoke eh. Okay? Maybe revoke. Revoke yan. Yan. So ngayon, pwede bang ma-revoke din ang acceptance? Ang acceptance ay pwede ring ma-revoke basta hindi pa nagkakaroon ng knowledge si offeror dun sa acceptance. Kumbaga habang nasa, bawa letter, habang pinapadala pa yung letter, hindi pa nababasa, pwede pa rin i-revoke yung acceptance. So acceptance also may be revoked. Okay? Basta wala pang knowledge si offerer dun sa acceptance. Parang yung offer. Ang offer ay pwedeng ma-revoke basta wala pa siyang knowledge sa acceptance. So, ganun din. Offer and acceptance may be revoked prior to learning acceptance. O another, sir, pwede bang mag-offer ng panibago? Kahit nag-offer ka na dun sa isa pa? Okay? Kung pending naman yung acceptance nung una, tapos si offeror nag-offer ng panibago kung saan na perfect yung pangalawa. Okay? Pwede naman yun. So, kaya lang, pag hindi ni-revoke ni offerer yung una, bago sa acceptance, liable siya for damages dun sa first offering for culpable impossibility of performance. Okay? As between two offerees, yung the one whose acceptance perfected a contract first is given priority. And the other party ay pwede siyang mag-seek ng damages lang. So for example, ganito. Si A nag-offer kay B. Okay? Nag-offer kay B. So si A offeror, si B offeree. Tapos, wala pang acceptance si B. Okay? In-offer niya kay C. Yan. Nag-offer ulit siya. Ngayon, si C, okay, in-accept. Yan. So ngayon, in-accept, alam na ni A, knowledgeable na siya, so may knowledge na. So therefore, yung contract ni A at saka ni C, perfected. So perfected na yung contract. Okay? Perfected. Dapat, ang gagawin ni C, bago pa in-accept or bago pa niya nalaman yung acceptance ni B, dapat ito i-revoke niya. Kasi kung hindi, magiging liable siya kay B for damages. B can claim damages. Pero, even if accepted na, ang priority ay si C. Okay? So, entitled si C dun sa contract kasi siya ang unang nag-accept. Pero si B, liable, pwedeng mag-seek ng damages kay A. Kasi si A, hindi niya ni-revoke yung offer niya kay B. So, dapat ma-revoke yung kahit na, halimbawa, tinanggap na ni C kasi most of the time nalilimutan to or akala okay lang. Kasi kapag may offer kasi isang tao na hindi mo ni-revoke or kinancel or withdraw, tapos umaasa pa rin si yung isang taong yun na akala okay, pwede ka maging liable sa damages. So kung gusto mo, halimbawa, pwede ka mag-offer for as many persons as you want kasi gusto mong magkaroon ka ng contract. Halimbawa, in-offer mo sa 5 tao, kung sinong mauna at may knowledge ka, yun yung dapat, yun yung kakontrata mo, yun yung priority. Pero yung 4 na hindi mo pa alam kung tatanggapin, ano mo dapat, i-revoke mo na dapat. For as long as wala ka pang knowledge, kasi impossible na yun. Magiging liable ka for damages for culpable impossibility of performance. Okay? So, dapat i-revoke mo lahat ng natitirang offer bago mo pa nalaman yung acceptance sila para yung maging okay ka. Para wala kang babayarang damages. Okay? So, yun. Dito nagtatapos yung Article 1319 tungkol siya sa manifestation ng consent. Kailan ba nagkakaroon ng consent? Ano ba ang stages ng consent? Anong characteristics ng consent? Anong elements? Okay, ano yung requisites? Tapos in-discuss din natin dito yung offer. Ano yung characteristics ng offer? Tapos ano yung characteristics ng isang acceptance? Okay? So yun. I hope meron akong dagdag bagong learning na magagamit din sa inyong mga klase. Kung medyo may kalituhan ka, ulitin mo yung lecture natin, I'm sure makukuha mo rin yan. Kung may tanong ka, comment mo lang, subukan ko sasagutin. Subukan ko sagutin. So, lang sinasabi sa inyo, mag-aral kayo mabuti, mag-ingat palagi at laging tatandaan, ibang klase ka. Bye-bye!